What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Smart Talk. We're talking about real struggles, real stories, and entrepreneurs that came from the ground up. Today, I got my boy Rowdy in the building.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, my boy? How are you, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, bro. You're my dog, bro. I know we haven't known each other for too long, but I know we need pretty tight now. We locked
Yep.
in for life, dog. So
Yes, sir.
I'm excited to hear your story and your come up story and shit like that. So tell everyone a little bit more about yourself, man.
What's up? My name is Rowdy. I am 21, artist out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was raised in Northern California, and I own the music collective Lossless, and I own a recording studio here as well.
Nice, nice. Growing up, did you always want to get into music, or was that kind of something you just got into like recently, or?
Now I've been making music about 3 years, but I always wanted to make music as a kid, but I was a very insecure kid. So like I was bullied a lot, whatever, whatnot. I didn't have friends. I lived in a really small town, and I didn't like my voice as a kid too, because I was a late bloomer, bro. I was always the short kid, high pitched voice, missing teeth, like little fugly dude. I swear to God. But like I always wanted to make music, but I was just never like secure in myself until I got like older in life. I've been making music now like for 3 years, seriously, for probably about a year and a half now. Um, but yeah, I would always tell my auntie I wanted to ghostwrite for people because I knew how to write, but like I didn't want to do it myself. I didn't want to put myself in that spotlight. But now I wouldn't have it any other way.
Whenever in your high school and stuff like that, when you're getting bullied and getting picked on, would that really get to you? Like, did you feel like that really fucked up with your self confidence and self esteem?
Oh, dude, for sure. At least for me. So, like I said, I lived in a small town. It's called Gualala. It's in Northern California. It was population was literally 2,400, and so I would take the bus 30 minutes to Point Arena, California, which is where like I went to a K through 8 school. So it means it's kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school, and then it went into high school from ninth grade to 12th grade. So, like, it was really bad for me in, like, say, like, 4th grade through, like, 8th grade. Like, I think in 8th grade I got suspended, like, I think it was, like, 18 times because I kept getting into fights. Because, like, it got to that point where I just got tired of people picking on me. And, like, most of the time it wasn't even me. I'm not, like, a super violent person, you know what I mean? But, like, I'm also not going to take things to a certain point, you know what I mean? And I think that's any human. Like, you push someone far enough, they gonna lose it. And I do think that, like, getting picked on for so many years, just, like, at least in that time, and you know how, like, you know how fragile your mental is in those earlier years, like middle school, high school, and whatnot. So I do think at that time, it took a really heavy toll on my, like, self-confidence and what I could do, even though I was a really smart kid, dude. Like, I was in like it was called like NSHSS, which is like National Society of High School Scholars. Like I was a data kid, dude. Like I went to this when I first moved out here. I went to this high school called Data, and it was a digital arts and technology school. So I went there because I didn't want to go to a big ass high school because I moved from California where my high school had 75 students to out here where the high schools have over 1,000 people. To be honest with you, that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I went to a school that had like 350 people. That was like still like crazy to me for the first like 3 years. And that's when I started learning to like build computers. And I was a real nerd, bro. All I did was play video games, and that was it. Play video games, smoke weed. That's all I did.
So why'd you move out here to New Mexico?
Well, I was born out here, and I lived here till I was about 6, 7 years old. And then I moved out to California with my grandpa because my mom was always in and out of jail. Never knew my dad. My grandma was low-key like alcoholic. And I was always just moving everywhere. And like I got put into foster care when I was like 6. I lived in there for about a year and a half. And my grandpa came out from California and moved me out to California. Or yeah, came out here from California and moved me out there. And I moved back out here because like my mom had told my whole family, like, she was like sober, yeah, this and that. She was doing better, had a whole job. So my family like gave her the benefit of the doubt. Moved back out here, found out it was all bullshit. Found out my mom was still, slinging dope, fucking using dope. And I within like I think like in the first year and a half, our house got raided twice. Like, and I was like 15 when I moved back out here. So like house raided. I remember I went to go buy my first car, bro. I had 10 bands in cash I saved up working at Best Buy, and it was me and my mom's boyfriend. And we went. I'm checking out the car, bro. I didn't realize we were buying from someone that, like, my mom's boyfriend was selling to, and he'd got like caught over the state lines, and he set us up. Like, fucking state police pulled up, AR-15s. Fucking, I'm face down to the ground at 15 years old. An AR-15 pointing in the back of my head, saying, "You move, you gonna fucking die."
Oh shit,
Dude, it was chaotic the second I got out here. Like, I don't know, but like I'm used to that. Like, I've never been stable, so I'm like used to moving around constantly and adapting to whatever environment I'm put into.
So your mom's addictions, that led you to be in foster care, like the foster care system?
Oh yeah. My mom was. It was bad. Like, I love my mom. Don't take this as like I'm sitting here like trashing my mom. I love my mom. She just doesn't make the greatest decisions. And yeah, it definitely was really hard growing up as a kid because my mom was very like partying a lot. So, she wasn't like just really fully taking care of me. She was just kind of bringing me along, and that kind of caused me to be very. As a kid, I had a very big issue with authority because since my mom didn't do a lot, like anytime that someone would try and tell me what to do or this, and that, I'd tweak out. I'd tweak the fuck out. Because, like, you ain't going to tell me what to do type shit.
Yeah. Where was your dad in the picture?
Actually, I didn't know who my dad was. I actually just met my dad, like, in September. For the first time in my life. My mom thought my dad was a totally different person until my grandpa got me a DNA test for my 13th birthday. And it was, like, Ancestry.com. And I ended up finding out who my real dad was. And you can laugh. It's kind of funny. But, like, I reached out to my dad, and I was like, yo, like, I did DNA tests. Like, you're my dad. This nigga blocked me, bro.
Really?
He thought I was one of because my dad was he was selling dope back in the day. So he did, like, 7 years in prison while I was a kid. And, later, he reached out to me when I was, like, 19. He was all like, I'm so sorry. Like, I thought you were one of my ops trying to, like, get back at me or get into my life, find a weak point in me. And then it was actually my sister who, like, cleared it up to him and, like, yo, you're fucking dumbass. Like, this is your kid. Like, reach out to him, yada, yada, yada. But, nah, like, I'm cool with my dad now. Like, we met. I went out to Denver to go meet him in September. It was a lot of fun.
When you first saw your dad, like, after all these years and all the shit you went through, how was that feeling?
It was, in a way, surreal, but like I've done a lot of like thinking on that over like my whole life and not having a father figure and having to like basically raise myself. You know what I mean? I told him, I was like, look, I'm not looking to like go throw the ball with you. I'm not like trying to be like papa, whatever, whatnot. I'm a grown ass man. Like, I would love to now have you in my life because that's, I would love to know my dad and get to know him, but like I don't need that. I've gone this far without a father figure in my life. I don't need you. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned to... Like, I've lived on my own since I was 16. So, like, I've been through the runs. Like, I'm good. I don't know. I don't need a lot. I don't need a father figure. I'm cool.
When he saw you, how did he react? Because, that's obviously your...
My dad is a very, like, street-minded man, He was institutionalized, like, like even now, like his routines are still like very of like strict order, like he's still in prison, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like he's not a very like super emotional guy. He was just like I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like I'm sorry you had to get raised without a father, you know what I mean? And like I'm sorry I didn't believe you, but like he also didn't know that I was here, like I was his kid. My mom didn't know that, it was his kid either for years. So, like, it was... You could tell it's my dad, though. I'll show you a picture, bro. Like, the smack dead image, you can tell that's my dad. Like, it's funny as hell.
Do you guys have a good relationship now?
Yeah, I mean, we're not like super super close. Like I don't talk to him every day, but like you know, we'll hop on the phone, catch up for a couple hours because like I said, he also lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
So like you know, we'll chop it up. If I'm ever like hurting for some money, he'll send me something through, help me out. He was helping me with affording some of my college finances before I dropped out.
Nice.
So you know, he's been helping in ways that he can now, like trying to. Not like trying to make up for lost time, but just trying to be there, and that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. It's crazy because like you've been through all this stuff with like the foster care
Mhm.
and then being picked on and getting all these fights when you're younger. But you've ever since I've known you, you've always just seemed like a very chill and calm guy. I've never got the impression that you're a fucking violent person. Like,
Mhm.
do you feel like all that stuff you went through when you were younger, you feel like it's just made you more calm now?
I think I've learned to harness it now into better ways. Like at least for me, like since you've known me, I've been like a lot better, especially with myself and taking care of myself a lot. But like probably like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I like moved back. I moved to LA for a little bit with one of my homies, and when it was the worst experience of my life. Like literally the most. Like we went out there to be like, oh, we're gonna go to the studios, we're gonna meet famous people, we're gonna blow the fuck up, yada yada yada. Nah, bro, none of that shit. I didn't see the studio once in almost 6 months of living there. Like we just DoorDash the whole time trying to afford our fucking Airbnb, bro. We sat in a fucking venue for 4 months. I got slipped in the fucking club. I got slipped Tesla by some fucking bitch in the club. Like, dude, it was.
You got drugged?
Yeah, bro. I got fucking. This girl came up to me and she was like, "Here's a shot," right? Fucking slammed it back. And like, 30 minutes later, I start feeling kind of tingly. I swear to you, I look at the fucking light that's purple and I smell fucking lavender. I am not playing with you. I looked at a color and I smelled lavender. I was like, that's how I know. I don't know what the fuck was in that, but it fucked me up. If I wasn't slipped it probably would have been fun as fuck. But I didn't know what was going on. Like it was horrible, bro. I OD'd out there. Like
You OD'd out there?
I OD'd out there. I touched pills for like probably besides like Xanax for the first time in my life. Fucking oxys, bro. I took like I was just really depressed. I wasn't in a good headspace. And like I took like 24 oxycodones, bro, and I was like I didn't fully OD, but like I couldn't move my body. Like I was face down on the ground for like 8 hours, dude. Like couldn't talk, nothing like that. And like it's crazy. I came out of it and my fucking roommates were still asleep. I didn't even tell them. It happened. I just like went like nothing happened. Cuz I've always like I don't know. I've always had an issue with like letting people worry about me. Like I'm good. Like I'm fine. That's the type of person like at least I used to be.
Yeah.
And after I moved back from LA, in my head I was like I don't want to have the party stop. Excuse me. Like I don't want to have the party stop, so I started throwing parties like every single night for like 6 months straight. And at first it was like just drinking, and I would drink a lot, and I realized I was at my own parties getting too drunk, and I needed to stay up a little bit. And then I started doing coke to sober up, and then it developed into just coke, and a really bad addiction for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And now I'm like 7 months sober, like now, which thank God, because like it got to the point where I was doing like a half ounce of cocaine a day, dude. Not even playing with you, every single day.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Do you feel like you have like long-term effects from doing all that stuff?
Low-key, my memory and like kind of some of my sinuses, like I have like, it's weird, I have like issues with like my ears and like under my like these sinuses right here. But other than that, not really. Like I'm lucky. Like I don't have a hole in my nose. Like, because at the same time, I hate to say it, but I was taking care of myself too. Like I'd always wash out my nose every night. But like I definitely realized a lot of people's intentions and how a lot of people work when you're in that mindset of just addiction. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people I had around me didn't give a fuck about me. They were just because I had shit on me. And like once I realized that, I was like, yeah, I don't know, that shit broke me, dude. Yeah, fucking that shit broke me.
Just felt used, right?
100%. I was with a girl at the time, and I got really sick towards like the end of our relationship, and she would make me tea. She put Xanax in my tea to put me out. And once I was out, she cheated on me with every dude in the fucking house. Because I lived in a trap house, bro. Cheated on me with every dude there. Once I found that out, even like my quote unquote best friend at the time, I was like, damn, bro. I kicked him. I kicked the bitch out. I burned all her shit. And then I moved out. So I was like, man, I got to fix my life. Like, I'm a fucking bum right now. And then, ever since then, I've been doing a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 2 years ago.
What was the? Because I know you said you're sober 7 months now.
Mm-hmm.
What was the tipping point, or what was the self-realization moment where you're like, you know what, I just need to be sober, tying up, fix my life?
I just didn't like it anymore. Like, I didn't like the high anymore. I literally felt like I was like a fucking crackhead anytime. Like, I wasn't getting that, like, whoo, perico, you know what I mean? Like, no, it was just like, I'm just sitting there just high and not happy, not having a good time.
Yeah.
I was like, before that, like a year and a half ago, I was like 6 months sober. And then I started working at this one studio, and drugs started getting around again. And I started messing with a girl that fucking started doing drugs. And I was like, man, maybe a little won't hurt. And then it got bad again. So now I'm just like at that point where I'm like, I'm just not even going to touch it.
Yeah, I feel like you have like a on and off relationship with like drugs and alcohol and partying and shit like that. Why do you feel like you were so depressed at that time?
You mean around like LA or just when I was like...
LA, I mean, partying here, because usually typically when people party a lot or do a bunch of drugs, they're typically depressed, or they're trying to escape some thought or, their own self-realization of who they really are. Why do you feel like you were escaping that?
I feel like around that time I was going through that, it's like, because when I moved out here, like, I changed so much about myself in like a good way, like to become the person that like I wanted to be, not the person I thought everyone else around me wanted me to be. And, like, I'd heard so much of people being like, oh, I did this, and that all grow up. Me and my homies used to do this. And I was like, damn, I ain't got no memories like that. Because I didn't have friends. And so, like, I don't know. It was to the point where, like, I started getting really popular and just everybody knew me. And I was just like, it was, like, kind of addicting at that time. That was the first time I had, like, everybody want me type shit. And I don't know. I was definitely running from just, like, I was running from my responsibilities because I just wanted to get fucked up for a while and, like, have fun. And, it started out as a lot of fun. It was, partying, drinking, flicking up with homies. Just, like, we'd pack out, like, 250 people into a parking lot and, like, just all get fucked up. And it was a lot of fun until, it wasn't. I believe the party needs to end at some point.
Yeah.
And, sometimes, like, when you mix mental health issues with alcohol and drugs, you get dependent on that party. And I think that's what happened to me is, I didn't want that feeling to end, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So right now you're 7 months sober. How long do you plan on staying sober?
Forever, man. I don't want to touch that shit again.
You never want to, like, take a sip of alcohol?
Oh, no, I still drink. I just, like, just not, like, cocaine and shit.
Or, like, hard drugs no more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't want to touch any of that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and I always knew it was more bad just because of what I had before me, like my mom, you know what I mean? And the thing that, like, kicked my ass and got my ass in gear was, like, someone being like, yo, you acting like your mom. And that shit hurt. That shit hurt because that used to be my goal. It was just like, I don't want to end up like my mom. I want to do better than what was put before me. And I'm acting the same fucking way. That's what hit me, bro.
Yeah. Did your mom know what was going on with you?
Yeah, somewhat. I wasn't very, like, I didn't talk to her as much, so I kind of, like, kept her out the loop for that reason, you know what I mean? Because, like, I love my mom, but I feel like her heart's in the right place, but her head isn't. Like, she would tell me, like, yo, if you wanted to try something, like a certain drug, just, like, be around me so I can make sure you're safe. And, like, in ways that's, like, cool, but, like, at the same time, I don't think that's, like, healthy for someone. For your mom basically telling you, like, you can do drugs, just do them here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, do you feel like being an artist and making music, you feel like that's kind of escape from your past and the things you've done in your life?
Oh, 100%, dude. I love what I do. Like, I absolutely love what I do, and I might not be the most consistent with dropping, but I have a lot of music stacked right now that I'm just trying to build a lot of content for, so I can literally spend a whole year just dropping banger after banger after banger after banger. Like, this music I got released now is like kind of mediocre, but I've learned to actually like put what's happened in my life or certain experience I've had and like certain relatability into my music now. And like before, it was just like I was making cool little rhymes, whatever, whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
like now, I'm like, it's my truth, just in a song, and it's like I get the same rush from now making a good song, or like say driving my whip, that I used to get from drugs, and that's why like I'll spend all my time in the studio now, like cooking, just creating. I was actually just talking with Hondro today, and we were talking because we just made a song the other night, and he was like, I loved being in there with you guys. Like, you guys were just straight to work. Like you weren't procrastinating. We weren't just sitting there hanging out. Like, you guys were just creating, wanted to get to it, and like that's how it is. Like, we're not just sitting in there, bullshit and yapping. Like, we just cook up a beat, get straight to it, start writing, start recording. Oh, it needs this. What do you think this adds? You know what I mean? Like, and the people that I have around me as well are they're not yes men. Everywhere we're all trying to be better versions and do better and make better music. You know what I mean? Because it always can be better. So like, and all of us are just very good at like harnessing our personal like past and like things we like, just everything into the music and making it so true to self. And that's how I feel. Like, I'll still rap about doing drugs on certain songs, but it's because I've done that. There's certain things I'll rap about because I've fucking done it. I'm not going to sit here and say some bullshit that ain't true.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe you have an opportunity to show the truest version of yourself. And how do you want people to depict you? And yeah.
What song do you feel like means the most to you, or it's the most impactful song you've made that really touches base with home?
It's not released yet. I do plan on releasing it soon, but it's a song it's called Self Reflection. And it's a song that's like, when I was writing it, I was imagining myself like looking in the mirror, looking at the fucked up version of me, the one that was partying, this and that, just doing stupid shit. Like, I went to jail during that era too. I'm not proud of that. And like, it's literally like if I could take the person I am today and I could have a conversation with myself. And that's what the whole song is like based on. It's like some Clem's Casino, old ASAP Rocky type song. And it's, in terms of impactful, that's probably the most impactful song I have, which I do plan on releasing very soon.
How far do you want to take your music career? You want to like be super famous and get all the clout and be rich, or do you kind of are you just doing it as a side hobby?
I definitely want to take it as far as I can. You know what I mean? Like, at least for me, like, I love my music. I know I can go far with it. But when I'm sitting there thinking about it, like, I also just don't want to do it without my team. You know what I mean? Like, my brothers are everything to me. So, like, if I'm going to win, I need them to win with me. And we're all working our ass off to get there together. We've done, like, we've tried different ventures. Now we're getting to the point where we're trying to pitch songs to, like, A&Rs and whatnot so that we can sell songs. Because we might not have clout right now, but we write really good music. And so that's us trying to get our foot in the door. Like, we just sold our first song the other day, which is awesome. And, like, I would just love to see how far it could go. And I don't know how far it'll go. But you can bet I'm going to work my ass off to see how far it can go.
Mm-hmm. How do you handle hate and criticism whenever you're, like, making music or on social media?
I love it. Like, truly, I love it. Like, as someone who used to be a very, like, insecure, shy-ass kid, like, I'm now so like so numb to it. I take it as I actually just said on a song the other day. It was like my auntie said from a great young age, if what did I say? If nobody hating, then you ain't doing nothing great. I could do better than that, but I said it better than that. But literally, I believe that if nobody is hating or like trying to put you down, then you're not doing something that's good. Like if you truly know to yourself what you are doing is good, the fuck does it matter what someone else says? What do you do, bro? You do construction, all right? Go eat shit. I hope you fall on a 2x4. Like you do what you want to do. What does my life and my choices got to do with what you like? Just because it's not what you would prefer to hear or prefer to see, I don't want everybody in the world to like my music. I know not everyone in the world's going to like my music. But I know there's a lot of people that will. And I'd rather find the people that have that niche than try and appeal to everybody. That's my mindset on it. Like, I don't want everybody to like my music, but I'm find those people that do, and I'm already starting to.
Yeah, I feel like you really like know yourself well now. I feel like you were lost for so long in your life, but I really feel like you kind of came to that self-realization moment, like who you really are, who Rowdy is. Do you feel like that same is true?
100%, dude. I believe that, like, at least the person I am today, I try to be as self-aware as possible. You know, if you can't learn yourself enough to, you know, be able to grab the reins and pull yourself back, like, you don't need to be doing shit. That's why, like, you know, that's why I don't go out as much, you know? Like, I'll pop out if, you know, my homies are throwing an event. Like, I'm there, bro, because that's for my boys. But, like, I'm not, my intent isn't to go out to, you know, go get fucked up and go bring a bitch home. Like, it's not what it's for anymore. It's just, it's to support and, like, yeah, of course, have fun, but, like, that's not the fun that I prefer every night anymore. You know what I mean? I got all that out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm low-key an old head now, bro. I'm either at the studio or a homebody, bro. I don't do shit but work on music, and watch fucking anime, kick it with my dog, bro. That's it. Like, I'm low-key lame outside of music, bro. I just kick it, bro. I'm just chill. Like, I love going for drives, listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, bro.
If anyone's battling with any type of addiction, or you know they're going through shit or depressed, is it okay if they hit you up?
Yeah, for sure. Cause like one realization that I came to, and one thing that like low key saved me is like, don't be scared to ask your like true friends for help. Not the people that you're doing drugs with. The people that were there before. The people that you used to, you know, kick it with, fucking just smoke weed with or whatever, whatnot. Like, I lost, for a while when I was really deep in my addictions, I lost my closest friends, you know, and I gained all just fake people around me. Like, the people that I have in my collective now is my homie Jake, or my homie Karma, Nile, Mayex, Sun, Pelly, Jordy, and JXJX. Like, I was close with Max, Sun, Jake, all them. Like, me and Karma used to live in his truck together for a while. Like, we didn't have anywhere to go. Like, we were sitting there fucking in a McDonald's parking lot. Like, we slept in his truck together. And it's funny now because that parking lot that we like slept in is now that same parking lot that we have our music studio at.
Really?
Like, yeah, bro. Like, I went through a struggle with like all my friends before I fell off the deep end, and they got themselves out because, you know, that's not what they wanted to do. You know, so I wouldn't even talk to my friends as much. Like, we'd talk every now and then, but they didn't want to get too close because I was so far off the deep end. And, like, when I was trying to get sober, I reached out to all of them, and I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I miss having, like, y'all in my life. And, like I need help. And, you know, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, you know, my brothers. So I'm eternally grateful.
Yeah. Did you ever thought about like admitting yourself into rehab or anything, or?
I had myself like set up to get checked into rehab, and that's when I actually was like, I can do this on my own. And like I literally had the intake like all set up, ready. They were like, they were like ready for me to go like turn myself in basically, and I was just like, nah, like I can do this. Like I can do this myself. Like it took me. I like moved out of the trap house I was living in and went and started renting this room at one of my homegirls' houses, and I mean, really, rest was history. I started working again, and just trying to do better for myself.
Where do you work at now?
I work at Cali Burrito, bro. Cali Burrito, and then I do the marketing and whatnot, like video editing for my collective at the music studio. Like, I don't know how to engineer or produce or none of that, so, like, I figure out different ways where I can be more useful in it. So, like, I do the video editing, I do the outreach, booking sessions, all of the above. That's what I do.
The studio, you guys are all partners into that?
Hmm.
Yeah. How did it feel like open up in that studio? Basically, like it's your first business, you know?
Dude, it was surreal. It was we had to do a lot of construction for it ourselves. Like when we bought it, it was just a huge open room, and we built the whole studio room like ourselves. Most of the work was done by my homie Karma. Like he was there for like 9 hours every day for like 2 months, and yeah, we built a whole like soundproof room, like double walled, fully insulated. We built all the panels, did flooring, all that. We had a mural painted inside for like just to give it a vibe, and now it's like it's such a cool space. I'll have to have you over one of these times.
Yeah, I
Come
gotta
check
check
it
it
out.
out.
It's so sick, bro.
Yeah. How does it feel when people wanna artists come in there and book a session to like further their career, but you're also helping them in a way because they came and booked your studio? That makes you feel good?
100%. And especially with it, like we're not the point, since we're working on our album and whatnot, like we're not like outreaching as much to like get sessions booked. Like it's more just now like it's our space, and if anybody wants to book, obviously they can, book. But like we have really competitive pricing, especially for like the amount of like professional knowledge that we have. Like we only charge 40 an hour. And I think that's really good. And 100 for mix and master. And like we have the same like vocal chain as Don Tolliver. You know what I mean? Like we have everything to make it an amazing song, and also we offer songwriting and whatnot because like I have a lot of love for a lot of artists out here, but a lot of people need some improvement and they don't believe they do. So like I'll hit people, I'll be like, yo, like let me ghostwrite a verse for you. Like you don't even gotta give me credit, bro. Just let me write a verse for you. Just cause I want to see people do better and make better music. I don't want to just have people come into my studio and just record what they have and just take their money and they can leave. Like if we see that a song can be made better, we'll give them like constructive criticism. Like I love criticism. If I can do something better, tell me I could do something better. You got an idea for something? Let me know. Let's make the best music possible.
Yeah.
And that's my mindset going into every session that I do.
Mm-hmm. You whenever your career starts really taking off, do you plan on staying here in New Mexico, or you plan on moving out of state to kind of enhance your career? Because usually that's kind of the thing where when people start to blow up, they kind of end up moving out of New Mexico.
That's something that like me and my team have really talked about heavy because I don't know, like I love a lot of the people that I met out here, but fucking I hate it out here. And I mean that so respectfully, you know what I mean? Like I love what it's provided and it's, given me, but I see it as a land of entrapment. It is hard to leave this place. And like I do want to move out. I don't know where, but I would love to move somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's also just so dry here, man. I was raised on the ocean. Like that switch is just detrimental. But yeah, no, I do plan on moving eventually, but that's after things start picking up.
Yeah.
And we have our lease here, so we're already stuck here for at least 3 years. But after that, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll just have to see.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here, bro. talking a little bit about your story, being a little vulnerable, and like the shit you went through, and your drug abuse, and all the shit you went through as a foster kid, bro. And you have an inspiring story, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I really, I haven't mentioned too long, bro. But you're my dog, bro. I want to see you come up.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
expect big things out of you, dog. I'm definitely a fan of you, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's all love, same to you.
Yes, sir, bro. But before we end today's podcast, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to our two main sponsors. We got Hookah Kings and Mourinho Media. And I'll see you guys next time on the Smart Talk.